I thought I was finally getting the hang of Devil May Cry 3, but every new boss kept exposing another weakness. One, my ranks were improving, weapon switching started feeling natural, and I stopped reacting and started planning. And just when I thought I understood where the story was going, everything changed. And now it's time to continue on our journey. We left off by getting swallowed by the Leviathan. We first begin by destroying the seals to this door, and this leads us straight to Leviathan's heart. Unfortunately, we have to get something first. After running around, we face our first combat encounter. At least the first combat encounter I decided to fight. And the reward for our tribbles? The igneous feltus. I try and break this statue, but unfortunately I'm not the best when it comes to using different combos. I even try and use the guide for a little help. When we finally get back to the chamber, we offer the igneous feltus and that allows us to attack the boss. My main strategy was to weaken the left and right side of the boss, which would give me an opening to attack the boss consecutively. Of course, there's a lot to get used to. I was constantly attacked by different enemies and a laser. That's why it's important to make strategies. What I did was, I would position the other enemies between me and the boss, which allowed me to deal damage to multiple enemies at the same time. Taking out the left or right-sided boss allowed me to deal damage to the core, and I also got better at dodging the laser. With these strategies, I was easily able to get past the first phase. And in the second, it shot 2 lasers instead of 1, but for the most part, the strategy was the same. Of course, even with all this strategy, it still ended up being really close. Yes! After that, we figure out what Virgil's intentions actually are. Back to Dante, after our little fight, Leviathan falls out of the sky. And it's here we reunite with Lady. Of course, we weren't as cordial. She put a bullet in our head.
So this is the next stage.
Wait!
Yo, what's your problem?
For a date, forget it. Because I make it a point not to go out with women who shoot me in the head.
When it comes to fighting, we put our problems to the side. And also, we call her Lady for the first time. We then leave her to fight the enemies by ourselves. We also switch to Swordmaster. We get introduced to these new spider type enemies. They were very annoying. But we have to get through.
A puzzle.
In the next room, we face a puzzle. I'm not gonna say I want more puzzles, because I did just 100% all the Batman Arkham games, but they are quite nice. Continuing, we make our way through the tower. And switch back to Trickster. I quite enjoy it. Swordmaster is cool though. I accidentally find this passage trying to collect some orbs, and it leads me here. Oh. Before we got the item needed for the door, we took on Special Mission 5. And did I complete this? No. And I probably spent way too much time on it. Before doing anything else, we picked up the spiral, which would become one of my main weapons. I pick up the item I need, but we have to face more spiders. And after taking them out, it's time to find out what's behind this door.
Yeah, I know you want that.
Welcome, sir.
And it's this vampire lady. Of course she wanted to smoke, so we're giving her to smoke. In my first battle against her, she was getting shots at me, but I was learning her patterns very, very quickly.
Okay.
and also ways to do damage to her. Of course, we didn't beat her on our first try. Or second. But as soon as we understood her attacks and how to counter them, she was a piece of cake. I gotta say, this move caught me off guard. I thought we had a chance to attack her.
Dante, get the
Of course, in the next try, we got her.
no. Almost died. No.
We almost died. But we did it. And with that, she becomes another weapon in our arsenal.
Go bats by
Do I like this weapon though? Switching back to Lady, she clears out the rest of the enemies. Followed by heading into the tower herself.
Why didn't you kill her?
We then cut to Virgil confronting Arkham. And here is the first unexpected moment.
But I was wrong.
Wow.
That's cold, but I mean,
Before we head back into the next mission, we switch weapons, and I try Nevan.
don't.
My first thoughts was it was an interesting weapon. I then tried taking out a statue with it. Originally, I thought I couldn't do it because I didn't have enough moves, so I got more. Yeah, and also made sure to read up on its moves. But I still couldn't do it. I eventually gave up. Back to the task, we deliver the stone mask to its location and pick up an item. I head out and face a new enemy again. I don't know why it took me so long to kill them, but I eventually figured out their weakness.
Did I just tell
Of
my
course,
girl?
after a couple of deaths,
Alright, cool.
we start retracing our steps back to the main bridge.
Okay. Some.
Unfortunately, we had to deal with a couple more spiders. And this is where I truly gain hate for the Nevan. I just couldn't get any combos going with it, and it just didn't work out for me.
Oh, never mind. You're him.
Inserting the item opened a new path for us. And we came upon
Ooh. Become upon Burrows.
Man, did you kill him?
I thought Virgil and Arkham were tight, but I guess not. And I don't know why she's fighting over him.
For that, he butchered innocent people too.
Mm-hmm.
He's the most vile kind of creature.
Okay, why you mad?
Is my father.
Aren't you gonna shoot?
I mean, I guess that's where
That's a
everyone
switch.
goes soft when it comes to family.
Mm.
And not even 2 minutes later, he's actually alive.
I killed her.
And he doesn't know what he did.
I succumbed to his influence.
You mean you were possessed?
Mine too.
Manipulated by a devil named Virgil.
Alright,
Yeah, I
okay,
was
now he's just
completely
lying.
convinced here that he
but
was
I'll-
lying and just trying to get Virgil killed, but whatever.
Father!
I guess he's dead for good. Alright, back to Dante. We continue on our journey and get introduced to a new enemy, which I find the Spiral is really good at taking care
Just
of.
looking faces or etched.
Also, new puzzle. You have to make all the statues cry blood, which is pretty simple. before we move forward, we fight the original boss we fought in the first mission, or second. We continue and we
Here
take
we go.
this escalator and fight enemies along the way.
I'll think
It wasn't too bad.
Cerberus
First thing I
and
did when I had the chance was switch my weapons. And we get introduced to...
Didn't your mother ever teach you how to use a door?
So basically he's pissed at Dante's father, so in turn he's pissed at Dante. I
has
have
a
to say,
greasy
this is
stomach.
one of my favorite fights, and when I started figuring it out, okay, of course, I had a very rough time figuring him out.
first having a full ass
My first couple attempts, learning his patterns, seeing what he does when he gets past halfway, the usual.
Ah, frick this game.
I had many attempts where I was so close.
No.
But ultimately, I couldn't do it. Not on the first day. Yes, I ended up giving up on my first day. I spent 2 hours and I was extremely tilted. But first try the
go.
next day,
That
I
was
got it.
super sloppy, but we got him. Super sloppy.
After defeating him, he ran away saying he was coming for us next time. And then we come back to Arkham's
Bro's
body,
alive.
and he's
Oh,
not there.
Drop the orb if it's making you feel dizzy.
Oh my.
Whoa. Oh, whoa. You're not going to shoot me, are you?
The clown basically gives us the rundown of what Virgil's trying to do and how he's gonna go do it.
Angel is the one who controls it by using your mommy's amulet.
Amulet?
He also tells us Virgil is in the basement.
We reclaim the bridge before this boss.
Mission
He who
12.
holds
We just
the
gotta get
broken
this item
device.
to the bridge, and it should open a new path. We have double trigger the whole time holding this orb, so let's use it. Of course, the game wasn't gonna make it easy. We had to defeat some enemies to get past areas, but some enemies we could just run by. Unfortunately, I don't get it first try,
I'm dead.
but when I continued, it spawned me near the door, so I just went through the door and took out this guy, and boom. This opened the path towards the basement, but before that, we fought this clown again. Of course,
Round
it's a lot easier, and I do it first try. Pretty nice.
Let's take this, bro.
It was a pretty quick battle. We make our way towards the basement. Down. I thought we're going straight for Virgil, but I guess not.
What am I looking at?
Guess how fast it takes me to die. 2 seconds. Coming back, we quickly deal with the first stage, knocking his health down by a fourth. And now it's time to learn its patterns. Fighting the horse was pretty straightforward. As long as we stun him, we have a chance to deal massive damage. But after a while, he would teleport away and then come back from a different direction, where he would kick my ass most of the time. But eventually, we found a time to shine. Come on. You're dead. Thank you. And defeating the horse unlocked us a new style. Quicksilver.
A special power.
Now it's time to confront Virgil. Or I guess he got there first. I gotta say, Virgil's sword scenes are pretty cool, especially when he sheaves them. And pretty cool, Virgil can also get equipment. He does what he needs to open the demon world, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Switching back to Dante, I realized I still had a ways to go. So we do this puzzle, which gives us the key. And using it, we finally get our chance to confront Virgil again.
Is there something missing?
So, my mother's amulet is the key that unlocks the door to the demon world. Time for one more game, right?
Why not? After all, we share the same blood. I'll just use more of yours to undo Daddy's little spell.
I think it's pretty clear these guys just love fighting each other. Which, okay,
Which
here
is
we
fair.
go for the 120th time. Okay, you guys are seeing
I've been
the
thinking
one run
I might
that went
do
well
a, like,
for me.
hardest difficulty. Or
It's
Dante
also a
will
run
die.
that I couldn't complete on my first day and came back later and got a first try. So, enjoy. The tricky thing about fighting Virgil is you can only attack him right after he finishes his attack. If you do it too early, you risk getting hit. If you do it too late, he counters you. So you gotta be very careful. He also went into Devil Trigger form, which you couldn't do anything against. My thing was kind of stay close so he gets out of the form quickly. Getting into his second phase, he unlocks Judgment Cut, which is actually the perfect time to attack him.
No way I do it in
the
this
little
one.
celebration.
That's insane. First try. Day 2.
Of course, somebody always has to interrupt. She's no match for any of us, so we kind of just focus on each other and attack.
I never dreamed that things would go so smoothly.
And this clown
You can
comes in.
expect a spanking from Daddy later.
I
Just as
originally
gonna spank
thought
you, but spank
Virgil
you
and this
underground.
clown guy were
I don't be into confetti by now
working
if you were in
together, but
tip-top condition.
I guess not. Okay. Okay. He's not.
Underestimated
And then when I saw Arkham, I was like, what the hell? Didn't this guy just die?
spanking, my dear.
And then we see the clown again. I'm like, what is going on?
This to you.
And a mortal priestess.
I guess we also
Yo,
figure out what
Cerberus.
Virgil was missing.
Try me.
It's time for the clown to bow out, Arkham.
And it's here when I realize Arkham and the clown are the same person and are somehow like switching forms, which is crazy. And yeah, the demon world is open. He
Okay,
kicks all
Arkham
of our
Court.
butts real quick, and then ascends to where I like that.
Just sit and wait. Wait for the birth of a new god. I shall take over the power of Sparta!
This episode taught me that getting better at Devil May Cry 3 isn't about doing more. It's about making every move count.
Don't even try shooting me in the
My
head.
combat is improving, but I still have a long way to go.
Broke and regenerate.
The story completely caught me off guard, and
Okay, that
now
was
I'm
dope.
excited to see
I
what
like that.
happens next. If you play
1
Devil
hour?
May Cry 3,
That took me a
what is
lot longer
one
than 1
mechanic you
hour,
wish
so
you
okay.
learned sooner? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next episode.